A major WWE star is returning at the Royal Rumble. Plus, we've got an update on New Japan's American expansion, and an ex-WWE star has re-signed and is awaiting creative. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Edge, baby. Let's talk about Edge, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
See, we're shooting this immediately after news video 2, which spoke about Come Tuesdays. Him mentioning Edge right now is very confusing to me.
We go from come to edging, and we see clearly, according to Fightful Select, that an Edge return is on the cards for the end of this month. As of late November, say Fightful, WWE had Edge penciled in for the first couple of premium live events of the year. The working plan was for Edge to take on Finn Balor upon his return to pick up their long-running feud, which is something we talked about recently. WrestlingNews.co reporting that they would be in action at the Royal Rumble. We can also confirm WrestlingNews.co's report, which we also talked about here, that a match between the two was scheduled to be inside of Hell in a Cell.
But Edge will not be returning alone, because the tentative plan was for Edge's wife Bethany Phoenix to be involved at Elimination Chamber, teaming with Edge to take on Mommy, big up the mother, good morning Rhea Ripley, and Finn Balor.
That'll be a fun time. I wonder whether they'll do that after a Hell in a Cell match at the Rumble, or do you have the Hell in a Cell match at Mania?
Why not?
Ooh.
As long as the Hell in a Cell match is necessitated by the storyline that goes before it, and it's the final straw between the two combatants, I'm all on board. I think Hell in a Cell back to what it used to be, Tom.
I think it's got to be at Mania then. If the plan is to have, okay, here's how you do it. Here's how you do it, right? Rumble match. There's Finn Balor. Oh, look how brilliant I am, eliminating all the wrestlers. Here's my mate Damian Priest. Here he comes, enters the match. He's throwing some people out. You think you know me. On this day, here comes Edge. Fight everywhere. Maybe they eliminate each other. Into the crowd they go. We revisit this at Elimination Chamber. We have the mixed tag match. Non-conclusive ending, and then we go WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell, Edge and Balor. Oh, give me that.
The
You
demon
cowards.
as well. The demon comes back as well.
Demon Balor versus Rated R Edge. Oh!
George Miz gets turned into chips.
Forgot about that bitch. Why is George Miz running at the cell?
Several little George Miz's attacked Edge, I don't know. Yeah, but it looks like
Kicking the shins of Balor. 9 pitches for Hell in a Cell.
Yep, it's
2020.
coming. But what was the last thing we saw with Edge? It was him getting just absolutely will-wazzled, bamboozled, clobbered.
No, Beth Phoenix got win-wazzled, bamboozled and clobbered by the old concerto.
Oh yeah, Edge was crying, wasn't
And Edge was like, oh no, my wife.
My
wife. What are you doing to my wife? That was exactly what he said.
Yeah.
And then he's just been conspicuous by his absence since then. So come back, have a little fight at the Rumble, in the Rumble, do the mixed tag, Hell in a Cell at Mania.
We've just spoken for 5 minutes about this, Tom, but at the end of this report it said it's worth noting that several plans were on the books have been moved up, scrapped or changed, which can always happen, and these matches can't be considered official until WWE say so.
That's just Sean Ross Sapp edge of his bets. I see you, Sean, and I'm a big fan of your work, friend. Fightful Select is worth the money, so do so. Let's talk about New Japan. They've just come off the back of Wrestle Kingdom, which was a phenomenal night of wrestling. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega.
They held it back, didn't they, apparently?
Oh, apparently they did.
A DDT on the top turnbuckle.
That's
held
nothing.
it back. German suplex off the top rope. Held it back.
I heard something that's a little bit awe-inspiring about the fact that they probably did hold a little something back and go, oh, we can go better than that. Nah. So we'll see. I reckon Dominion will have that run again. But coming off of the back of that, there's been some news about New Japan working with Tony Khan's Ring of Honor as part of Honor Club, and this leads to a big change regarding New Japan Strong. If you've been enjoying the content from New Japan of America, the president of New Japan, Takami Obari, made an announcement yesterday about the future of New Japan Strong.
He did. He said New Japan Strong will be rebuilt to adapt external and internal environment. We started it when the strict lockdown was forced, so we were oh my god. Yes, he said, Tom, New Japan Strong will be rebuilt to adapt external and internal environment. We started it when the strict lockdown was forced, so we focused obviously on continuity. Yes, Tom. This is the first time I'm doing this. I can't put my teeth in my head. Mr. Obari said,
Leave all this in.
New Japan Strong will be rebuilt to adapt external and internal environment. We started when the strict lockdown was forced, so we focused obviously on continuity. Fortunately, fan and we are about to overcome the pandemic, so we should now focus on quality rather than quantity.
He did it. We are now looking
Do I get
to...
an Oscar or something now? Is that how...
We are now looking to rebuild externally and internally Ross Tweddle. You did great, sweetie.
Jesus.
You did great, honey.
I need glasses, I think. Different words appear
glasses
now,
of
Tom.
beer, am I right? Takami Obari there, basically talking about rebuilding, restructuring New Japan Strong. I'm not surprised. I feel like New Japan Strong, when it launched, it just became another wrestling show.
Yeah.
And that really sucks because there's some really good stuff in there. Fred Rosser is the openweight champion, had a belter to win that belt. They've only just introduced tag titles with the Motor City Machine Guns. So this change this rebuilding, is obviously come out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. If they've only just introduced tag titles, now they're going, no, we're just gonna change it all again.
It's a weird one because, like, just from my perspective, as like a proper casual New Japan boy, you just see like someone get announced on Twitter as going to New Japan Strong, and like, oh, that'll make me watch it, will it? But it never really does. I don't know about you.
Admittedly, I don't, and I'm as guilty as that as anybody. But the plan was always going to be that this would be sort of a gateway for New Japan to break the Western market more. And I think because it launched during lockdown, so the first months and months and months of shows were done in enclosed environments, and there was a lot of that wrestling around at that time. And then when it came to doing shows in front of audiences, like, so much had already happened that people hadn't watched. It was sort of difficult to jump on. So I'm kind of glad they're looking at it and going, how can we make this a little bit stronger, a little, no pun intended, a little bit bigger, a little bit more. I don't think it's the end of New Japan reaching into America. They've got the US IWGP US Championship, which is
Kenny's got it now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I honestly thought that New Japan Strong would be the main title, the US title. I thought that would be the bridge there. And then when they introduced the open weight belts, I thought, okay, it's just. But then obviously maybe they can't afford to have Kenny Omega there every week. I don't know. But keep an eye on New Japan. Big plans for 2023 to rebuild New Japan Strong. We'll end on some news about a potential return. We've heard a lot about Chelsea Green being linked with WWE, and Fightful Select adds some details, some breaking detail to all of this.
They do. They say, although she hasn't popped up in WWE as of yet, Fightful is told that not only is Chelsea Green signed to WWE, she has been for quite some time and is still awaiting creative.
So she's
bizarre.
She's in the blocks. She's good to go.
I mean, that's what she was doing the first time she was signed, wasn't she? And then she would get the creative and then get injured with the same injury twice, heartbreakingly so.
Yeah. So hopefully this time round, let's have a little bit of a change of pace. Now, there's been several indicators that Chelsea Green is back in the E. She's shut her OnlyFans page recently. Major Pod have limited production of the Chelsea Green merch as a result of this deal possibly being struck. And it's so it's kind of she put out something on Twitter yesterday reflecting on her time in NXT. So I think this is the way it's going. I think it's and also she fits that criteria that Triple H put out of wanting sort of TV ready performers for the women's divisions of Raw and SmackDown. And Chelsea Green is very much that. Yeah. Very much that.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll start pitching gimmicks off the back of gimmicks that already exist. Remember when that was a thing a couple of years ago? That was an episode of Straight to Hell that broke that news. So go and watch that on the channel right now.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get involved with Seth Rollins' Messiah stuff way back when? Yeah.
Great days. That's on the... Yeah, go look at that in a minute. Wait for this to finish. Then go. But Ross, what about Matt Cardona, the old other half of Chelsea Green?
Him. Fightful Select have also been saying about him. There has been a lot of speculation about Matt Cardona and what he could possibly do with his wife Chelsea Green heading back to WWE. The sources within the company have indicated to us that Cardona is not signed, but that we shouldn't rule anything out for the future. I hope he goes back but is allowed to be Matt Cardona. Everything that Matt Cardona is, the one that reacts to certain situations to bring back, like when he appeared at the ECW arena recently with the WWE ECW World Heavyweight Championship with the half tights. If he's allowed to do that sort of stuff while being called Matt Cardona, little, crappy references to Zack Ryder here, then just poking fun at what that was back in the day. If he's going back like that, fully on board with it.
You got a star there, haven't you?
Yeah.
You got a star if that is the case. I mean, some would argue he's already returned to Raw. Last night, there was a shot of somebody in the crowd holding up their Matt Cardona, Brian Myers wrestling podcast, major wrestling figure podcast buddies. Cardona was delighted with this.
He was.
He's back, baby! The return is on. The journey continues. And we'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, bye.